Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you every Sage Wall boost spot I found so far on the new map Icebox. These spots are great for catching your enemies off guard, because you'll be peeking from angles they'll never expect you to be peeking from. So first, for the A site, you want to come onto this box at the start of the round, and you can use your Sage Wall on top of it. And this gives you a great angle onto anyone as they come around this corner, if they're on the right hand side wall, and you should be able to take them out right at the start of the round. Try not to come too far to the right, because obviously they can see you from up there, so if you're on the left side, you'll have a great angle onto them. The next spot again lets you peek the entrance to the A site for the attackers, so if you come onto these boxes, and you want to be on the right hand side, looking straight down, like this, just on the edge, you can see. And then if you come to the right hand side, right corner, you again have an angle if they come around this corner. If they're, say, trying to jump up onto that box, onto this area, they'll never expect you to be peeking from here. They'll probably check the angle from down here. They'll be checking if you're staying here, but they won't be expecting you to be able to see them from all the way up here. If you're playing more passively inside of the A site, you can boost up behind this generator. One thing to know is if you put it this way around, the attackers, as they come around the corner, will be able to see the wall. So say as they're coming around here, they can see the wall, so they'll know that you're peeking above it, because otherwise why would you put a wall here? So instead what you want to do is place the wall so it doesn't peek through the generator or stick out to the side. So you can place it like this. And then you have the angle onto anyone in this midsection of the map, or even if they jump up onto this area or going across the zip line. And this has the added benefit of allowing you to get up onto this platform. A quick spot you can use is to use the wall behind this box. It's not a particularly unexpected position, because defenders can be on this box or in that area, but it's quite a nice head glitch to shoot anyone coming through this midsection or up here. Just be careful of anyone peeking from the back of their spawn. And although this isn't a boost spot, it's good to know for the defenders that you can place a wall here, just to block the floor entrance into sight. Obviously they can still zip wire across, or they can jump across either from this side, or even from this side, jump over the wall, but this map as a whole, as Sage, you can't really slow down the attackers because they can always jump over or use the zip wire to get across your slow orbs or even your wall. For the attackers on this site, there's not that many great spots because the floor's a bit lower down than on the defensive side, so you can't boost yourself up above these boxes. If you want to get on these walls, you can obviously use them to get up, but it's a bit of a waste of a wall to do that. One relatively decent use of the wall for the A site is to place it across the entrance like this. You have to place it like this, and you can just get an edge to hide behind this wall, so you can peek from this angle, and you can also get up onto the rafters, but mainly it just stops the push in from the midsection of the map, letting your team secure the site more easily with the spike down. If at the start of the round, when you're trying to defend the midsection of the map on defense, if you want a really long angle the attackers will never expect, you can place your wall right at the back here, or anywhere in this area, and you have a lovely angle all the way down here. Although they'll be expecting people on this platform, they'll never expect you to be all the way back here with an angle on them, so this can catch them off guard, especially with an operator. In the kitchen area, a decent wall to know is that if you place it this way around in this tunnel, it will slow the attackers down quite significantly, because they can't get on either side of it. Obviously, they can still see either side, but if you just place it like this, all they have to do is to destroy one panel to get past it, whereas here, they have to destroy all four to get past it. So that's just quite a nice way to slow down the attackers if you need to. One okay wall boost in this area is to place it like this, because it stops the attackers pushing through this doorway, and also gives you an unexpected angle as they push through this door. As Sage attacking in the midsection of the map, you can use your wall to get on top of this tunnel. You probably want to be placing it from this side, because you don't want to be walking across. Say if you placed it from here, you'd have to walk across where you could easily get shot from anyone holding the angle from back there, but from here you can get on top of this tunnel, and you have a great angle either here, into the B site, into the boiler area of the map like this. Be careful not to block your team coming up here. I mean, if you wanted to, you can place it across to stop defender rotates down the tunnel, but if your team wants to push up into kitchen, make sure you don't block them off using this. If you're pushing the midsection of the map and you don't want to have to push around that corner, you can use your wall to boost you up onto this ramp area, and then you can peek anyone. Like, it's quite common for defenders to be holding an angle from inside the A site, so if you use your wall to get up over here, you can peek them unexpectedly. And finally onto the B site, we'll start at the back of the site and work our way forward for the defenders. So for the first spot, you can boost yourself up like this. You want to make sure that the wall's not sticking out so the attackers can't see, but as you can see, this angle is ridiculous. You can get any attackers as they push into the B site from their entrance. And this is an angle that only Sage can do in the whole game, unless maybe a Jett boosts up and uses her ultimate. But this is a really unexpected spot that only Sages can use. If you're in the top of this crate and you're looking to defend the B site from attackers pushing underneath this tunnel, there's a few walls you can use. So for the first one, it's actually a weird trick that you can do. So normally if you place a wall like this and you're on top of it, because there's the roof above you, it blocks the wall from forming and you fall off. But if you walk forward as you place the wall, you'll stay on top of it. So for this one, we want to be on the left-hand side, as far left as we can be, and we'll walk forward as we place it. And this gives you a great unexpected angle onto anyone coming underneath this tunnel or in this area of the map. You can do a similar thing on this side if you want to peek the other lane. But again, this is another spot only Sage can use. A slightly simpler peek is to place it behind this container, and you can peek above the door. You can either decide to block off this lane, peek in this angle. You can try and hide the wall, like this. And then you can peek it without them knowing that you're here. And finally, if you want to block off this side, whilst not revealing your wall to anyone coming through that door until they come around the corner, you can place one like this. Still blocks off this side, and you can still peek over this doorway. Again, another off angle. The one slight problem with this wall, though, is that attackers might expect defenders to be inside of this crate. So you can see that the lineup for sort of pre-aiming this area is pretty similar for your head being here than it is here, so just be careful if you're thinking about using this spot. If you know the attackers have already got into sight, say behind this box, and you know that the midsection's safe or it's smoked off, you can again use the same wall trick on this side, walk out as you place it, and you can peek over this corner onto anyone coming out behind this box or coming around this corner, and they will not expect you to be here. You can also use your wall to boost up behind this box, like this, and they won't expect you to be holding the angle from up here. They'll probably expect someone to be down here holding this angle like this, but won't be expecting it from up here. And finally, if you want to play super aggressive with your wall at the start of the round, you want to place it making sure it doesn't peek out that corner. Using this, you can peek people coming out of this door or around the corner of the corridor, but this is also a pretty common spot for the attackers to check whilst they come around these corners, as you can quite easily get up onto this container in the prep phase, so just be careful if you're using this. And if you are in this area and you hear that all the attackers are here and you want to stall a push, your wall does actually block both lanes if you place it properly. So you can see there's little gaps on either side, but they'll still have to shoot the wall out if they want to get past it. Although, they can jump over like this, so just be careful. Just make sure you're killing anyone who jumps up here. You should be able to take them out as they jump up onto the box though, so it's not too bad. So finally for the attackers on this site, the first wall that I really like has a dual purpose. So it lets you peek up behind these boxes and hold the midsection of the map like this. And it also lets you cross this angle into the site, allowing you to plant the spike behind this box here. And it gives you extra protection if they try and wallbang you through this box. And it also stops the defenders rotating through the box to stop the plant. So you'll know that they have to come either through here, from up here, or round through their spawn to stop the plant. That's why I really like this spot. So you can even place it here so you're more covered from the defenders as they rotate around these corners. If you want to be able to hold defensive rotations in the kitchen area after you plant the spike, a nice wall to use is here. And you can crouch down and you have a perfect angle, which the defenders will never expect, because why would anyone ever be in this position? They'll obviously be expecting people hold from up here, but because your head height's sort of at foot level, they'll never be pre-aiming you, well, unless they have bad crosshair placement. And instead, if you just want to stop the defenders pushing down this corridor, you can use the same trick I showed in the tunnel and just place the wall like this. You can see they can't get past it again, so they again have to destroy all of these segments to get through this area. So you can sort of play around here without having to worry about the defenders pushing you from behind. The final spot I'm going to show you isn't a wall boost, but it's good for using after the spike's planted. So you can place it, you want to be placing it right against the edge of the wall, and then the defenders can't rotate through their spawn without destroying it. Just be careful playing in this area, because if they're up on that walkway, they'll still be able to see you. But if you're playing close to the wall, you won't have to worry about being flanked through their spawn as you hold this angle. Or even if you're playing by this wall, you won't have to worry about them sneaking up behind you, unless you hear them destroying the wall. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my guide for Sage wall boosts on all the other maps in the game. I'll put it on the end screen. Thanks for watching!